The pounding on my bedroom door didn't just rattle the wood, at that hour. In that silence, it felt like it shook the soul of the house itself. "Dad, open up. It's an emergency." Daniel's voice cracked with something I had only heard a handful of times in his life, pure dread. I dragged myself out of bed, legs stiff from age and yesterday's long work. My heartbeat thundering like it was trying to carve its way out of my ribs. When I opened the door, the sight of my son froze me in place. Daniel's face had drained of all color, his hands trembling violently around a phone he was squeezing so hard it could have snapped in half. "She's gone," he whispered. "Dad. Maria took everything. Your savings. Mine, everything." For a moment, it felt like the hallway twisted around me, as if the world itself tilted. Everything I had worked for, 47 years of lifting, grinding, sacrificing, sweating through long days and longer nights, gone. Vanished in hours. And the worst of it was that she had done it while living under the roof I had opened to her. Just 12 hours earlier, Maria had walked into my room with a sweet, practiced smile and handed me a cup of tea. "Rest well, Dad," she'd murmured in that honey-dipped voice I once mistook for kindness. If only I knew that while I sipped that warm tea, she was quietly, efficiently draining the accounts she gained access to after months of pretending. Pretending to be family. Pretending to care for an old widower. Pretending to love the home she planned to rob. Now, at 5:47 a.m., Daniel read the message she had left before blocking both of us. "I deserve better. By the time you read this, I'll be far away. Don't try to find me." And then, just to twist the knife, a heart emoji. A heart emoji. After cleaning us out, the pressure inside me finally snapped. I had been betrayed before. I had been lied to, used, manipulated. But this was a calculated theft, a violation. And she made one unforgivable mistake. She thought an old man like me was easy prey. She thought I would roll over and accept it. But age doesn't erase what a lifetime teaches. And some of us grow more dangerous with time. Daniel and I tore through the house searching for anything she might have left untouched. The jewelry, gone. The cash I kept hidden in a locked drawer, gone. The emergency fund under the loose floorboard I hadn't spoken of in decades, gone. Even the gold bangles my wife left behind before she passed, those precious pieces I planned to give my granddaughter one day, gone without a trace. Daniel sank onto the couch, burying his face in his palms. "I should have seen it. Dad," he choked. "She was cold. To you. To me. To everyone. I was blind." I placed my hand on his shoulder. Steady and firm. "Son, you blame yourself because you're a good person. She fooled us both. But she's not as clever as she thinks. And she isn't going to get far. Because unlike her, I had patience. I had time. And I had connections from a life she didn't even know I lived. People forget that old men once walked this world as lions. And lions never forget how to hunt." While Daniel called the police, I walked to the closet and pulled out something I hadn't touched in years, my old leather briefcase. It still smelled faintly of the past, ink, dust, and long nights spent chasing problems bigger than myself. Inside was a life I had tucked away, numbers, contacts, favors owed. Among them was the most important piece, a phone number belonging to a private investigator named Malik. A man whose business I had helped save long before retirement. A man who owed me a debt no thief could outrun. I dialed his number. He picked up on the second ring. He didn't ask how I'd been, or why I was calling at dawn. All he said, in his slow, steady voice, was, "Whoever you need found. I'll find them." Maria thought she'd escaped cleanly. But criminals always slip, even amateurs like her. 6 hours later, my phone rang. Malik didn't waste time with greetings. "She checked into a hotel in Lahore," he said, "using your son's card. Room 216. She's not alone. A man named Nabil is with her." Nabil? Her lover? The final insult. I felt a heat in my chest I hadn't felt since my younger, harsher years. "She's using my money to go on a vacation with him," I muttered. "Not for long," Malik replied. "We didn't rush in. We didn't scream, threaten, or kick down doors. That's what foolish men do when they've been wronged. Smart men calculate. Smart men wait." I put on my best gray suit, the one my wife always loved, combed my silver hair back, and walked into that hotel with a calmness that only comes from knowing exactly what you're about to do. Daniel walked beside me, his jaw tight, fury simmering just beneath the skin. The manager recognized me before I even reached the desk. Malik had already worked behind the scenes. "Sir," the manager said quietly, "we have locked the room key. You may proceed." Room 216 stood at the end of the hallway, silent and unaware of what was coming. Daniel moved to knock hard, but I lifted my hand to stop him. I rapped twice, soft, controlled. Inside, I heard hurried whispers, the rustle of clothing, the unmistakable panic of someone caught off guard. The door cracked open. Maria appeared wearing barely enough clothing to be called dressed, her expression flipping from confusion to horror in seconds. Behind her, Nabil stumbled as he zipped up a bag, one I recognized as something she purchased on my card. She tried to slam the door, but I slid my foot into the gap and gently pushed it open. "Maria," I said, calm as a winter morning. "We need to talk." She crossed her arms in a flimsy show of defiance. "I'm not giving anything back," she snapped. "It's my money now." I smiled. "Just slightly." "I know," I said, "and I'm not here to ask for it." Her confident mask faltered. "You're not?" "No," I said, stepping inside the room. "I'm here to tell you that you made a single, fatal mistake." What mistake? "You stole from the wrong old man." At that cue, 5 guards stepped into the hallway, hotel security Malik had arranged, and behind them, 2 uniformed officers emerged. Maria's face whitened instantly. You called the police?" she stammered. "No," I said. "The hotel did." I held up a folder, thick with evidence, screenshots of her transfers, recordings of her fake sob stories, CCTV images of her sneaking into my room. "You aren't clever," I said softly. "You're predictable." Nabil panicked and bolted for the window. The officers caught him before he even touched the glass. Maria spun on him, shrieking, "You said nobody would find us." He shoved her aside. Cowards always abandon their partners when their world starts collapsing. But my revenge wasn't the arrest. Not even close. I leaned in, close enough for only her to hear. "You didn't just steal money," I murmured. "You stole time, trust, the last pieces of my late wife's memory. And for that, the law won't just take back what you stole. It will take everything you will ever have." Her lips trembled. You ruined my life." "No," I whispered. "You ruined your own. I simply made sure you wouldn't ruin ours." 2 months later, the court awarded full restitution. Every missing rupee returned. Every stolen item recovered, even the gold bangles. Additional damages, too, enough to rebuild everything she tried to destroy. Daniel apologized every day for letting her in. But I always told him the same thing. "Son, evil doesn't wear fangs. Sometimes it wears perfume. What matters is we didn't let it win." We rebuilt. Slowly. With exhaustion, laughter, silence, and healing in equal measure. And some nights, when I sit on the veranda with a fresh cup of tea, watching the moon rise over a house restored to peace, I remember Maria's voice as the officers led her away. "You'll regret this." But I never have. Because all I did was protect the people I love and reclaim what was stolen, not just money, but dignity. And dignity, once taken back, is worth more than everything she tried to rob.